Hello, our loves. You have reached Joanne and Elizabeth with World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul. If you're new to our channel, welcome. This is your new home for balanced, neutralized energy for your twin flame connection. We are here guiding you, teaching you how to embody, get into the energy of soul, which for those of you following us for a while know that is the exact energy that brings in your twin flame. So we're here to show you how to do that. Joanne and I are both in permanent relating experiences with our twin flames. We have been through it all. We've been through the separation, the dark night, and we have learned how to not only understand this energy, but to master this energy. And that's what we're here to show you guys, because the energy is very simple. And once you can learn it, you can understand how to work with it and permanently be in an energetic space where you can not only bring your twin flame back, but you can keep them in as well. So with that being said, we got a question. We want to tackle it for you guys. So here's the question.
Do you have any suggestions for the moments when the mind is looking for my other self energetically, meaning expectations, preferences, judging, missing, bringing past or imagining the future, etc.? I feel that has been the only thing left that still maintains me in the separation consciousness at the moment, and thus doesn't allow me the full alignment with my soul to feel oneness more often, magnetize my other self back in the 3D.
So those moments of missing, preference, expectations, things of your person is not you. Those will never go away. That is mine. That's mine that feels and sees separation. And you believing you miss your person, you believing you have a preference for your person, you thinking that you need your person is you believing your mind. Because you are your person, my love, my beautiful soul. You are your soul. There is nothing separate from you because you are your soul. You are one with your soul. So when the mind yearns, the mind misses, the mind seeks, the mind has a preference, you have to be conscious and identify that you are not the thoughts that are clinging to your person as though they are separate from you. It is you associating with the thoughts as though they are you. And now you've believed that you are missing your person. Soul does not miss your person because soul is your person. Soul doesn't look for your person because your soul is one now. So you have to stay conscious, awakened of the unconscious, because that's unconscious energy of missing, yearning, seeking, preferences that is being activated within you. And I want to just tell you straight up, my beautiful soul, even in a permanent relating experience, those thoughts don't stop. They're all the time. They're constant. They're forever. I'm downstairs. My person's working upstairs. I can hear him talking from time to time. And the mind wants to go upstairs and just stare at him all day and make it all about him. And the mind misses him just 10 feet away from me. The mind misses him just a couple feet away. I can touch him and the mind misses him still. He could be talking to me. He could be telling me he loves me. And the mind still misses, yearns, wants, needs him and sees him separate because the mind is separate. So you have to consciously stay awakened. You have to consciously raise your energy back to soul. Watch those thoughts that are looking for your person and remind yourself who you are. You are not the thoughts. You are the one that watches the thoughts.
Man,
download
ahead, right now with what you just said. Woo! Holy smokes. You just said in a way, and it's never clicked for me this way before. You just said the mind misses them. The mind misses them because to the mind, they are separate, right? You are two separate minds.
Yeah.
So as long as you're identifying as the mind, you will always be separate from your person because the two minds are separate because you're not your mind. So there are these two separate minds going on simultaneously, but it's just one soul. And the way you said it just was like, I totally got it. Like, we are not our minds. And that's why the mind will never be satisfied. And that's why the mind will always be in separation consciousness, because the mind is seeking the other mind. The mind is seeking what it is not. The mind is seeking what is separate from it.
Yeah.
But to soul, there is oneness. So that's why when you align with soul, when you align with the oneness, there now becomes no separation, because you are aligning to the part that is one. You are not aligning to the part that it is separate. There are two separate minds. And wow, like I said, that just hit me in a way that I've never like processed it before. So thank you.
Oh, that was huge, because we're not our mind and we're not our person's mind. And we're aligning with our mind and we're looking for a person's mind.
It's why we also crave that physical, right? Because the mind and the physical, which are not us, craves that which is not us and sees that which is not them as them, which is the separate, like the separate body. It craves what it believes is separate, and the body is separate. The mind is separate. The soul is the oneness, and the mind can never understand soul because it's not logical. It's felt energetically.
Yeah. Because soul is who you are, and your person is not their mind, and you are not your mind. So when you align with your mind, you're aligning with the part of you that is not you. And you're also aligning with the part of you that sees your person separate, which is looking for your person's mind. There is my person over there. There's this other body over there. That is someone over here away from me. And then when you are experiencing your soul, which is your person, which is who you are, they're not separate. They are you. It feels like it's not separate.
You said in another video, and we've sort of talked about this, like when we get close to our people, or when you're in soul, your person likes to come and sniff you, right? And we all said it's like, like they're like sipping in our aura. They're sipping in our energy through that. And it's funny because I said that before, like I'll stand next to my person when he's at work and he's in his work chair, and I'll just stand next to him and I'll just like sort of close my eyes almost, or I'll look outside the window and I just sort of breathe in the energy. And it is in that space of being sort of in that unity consciousness, because I know it's not his physical. I know it's not his mind. I just want to be near the energy. And that's the same thing with your person. When you're aligned with soul and he's coming and he's sniffing, he's like soaking up that energy. It's because he can feel the oneness, because you are in that moment the same soul energy.
Totally. He can feel the soul energy that makes us one. And when I'm in that psycho energy that sees him separate, yearns for him, misses him, thinks it's not ever enough, he pulls, because I'm aligning with the part of me that sees him separate. And then I'm back into my alignment with soul. I'm back in that goddess energy that is my soul, and my person's right there. He's craving me. He seeks me. He has to be near me because he is me. Your person is literally you. When you remember who you are, when you become who you are, which is soul, when you start living life for you as soul, your soul starts to see life with you, because they are your soul. Can you share with everybody, my love, that spiritual badass message you shared with me today? So Elizabeth's been manifesting. She's been trying to manifest a bigger farm, and she's actually been trying to manifest this for a while, and it's pretty badass. So go ahead and share it, love. Her mind excited about it, but we want to share with you how she manifested it, because this is literally her being like beyond mind manifesting. This is soul level right here. And this is how you manifest with your twin flame, by the way. This is a different level. This is magnetizing yourself without even trying. So go ahead, love.
So I'm really big on law of attraction for manifesting stuff, always to do with me, to do with my business, to do with my personal stuff, right? And so I really feel I've been seeing this really big farmhouse for a while now. Like I've been seeing it like because we moved out of state. We really do need more space. We've had more people living with us and blah, blah, blah. So I feel into this energy of this house and I see myself when I buy it, it's going to be cash. Like I don't see myself getting a mortgage. I don't see any of that. Like I see the vision very clearly. And so my person last night was talking about like at some point, like getting a mortgage together. And I was like, huh? Like it didn't even resonate with me. Like, what are you talking about getting a mortgage together? Like, and I joked with him. I'm like, that's a pretty big step, getting a mortgage together. And he was just like, well, yeah, like I think it should be an option, right? And here in my mind, I've envisioned me doing it all by myself, like me not needing him for anything to do with my farmhouse. But it's always about me. And that's the shift. Whereas before separation, everything was about how could we do this together? How could we do this together? Now it's just like, no, it's all me. And it actually took me by surprise. And I realized, wow, I am a spiritual badass because I didn't think once about him being a part of me getting this farmhouse. I knew he'd be there, but I didn't need that. And so when he told me that last night, it was just sort of like, oh, of course he would say that, but it still took me sort of off guard because it's never been part of my visualization.
And it's about being really good at being who you are, being really good at manifesting for you as the soul that you are, that is free, that is the creator. And not once did she even think of her person. And her person's like, oh, that's the next step then. And like, can you imagine, love, the old you would have jumped for joy, like with knowing that your person wants to buy a house.
Yeah. I would have ruminated on it. I would have thought about it. I would have been planning the future. Mind would have tried to devise a way on how do we get this done now, because mind would have been like, well, that's attachment. It's a long-term 30-year commitment. And now I'm just like, I even told him last night, no, like, I don't even, like, honestly, I see when I buy the house, it's going to be cash. Like, that's where my mind was. And I don't need that attachment. I don't need a 30-year commitment. Like, I don't need that anymore. Mind might want that, but I don't need it. I trust that as long as I'm aligned, he's there.
Yeah. And it isn't even for him. I'm aligning with soul. I'm creating my best life. I'm focusing on me. It has nothing to do with him. And that's when I texted Elizabeth. I was like, oh my gosh, you're so becoming you, the you that you are, loving you, focusing on you. And because he is you, he's able to plan with you as you're planning about you.
That you and I have always said, like, I need nothing from my person. I need nothing from my person. And it really does end up transitioning into that mind space where you really don't need anything from your person.
Totally. Like, so I shared this with our members only family for Valentine's Day. I literally was just thinking how much I wanted to buy myself flowers. I love red roses. I'm a red roses girl all freaking day. Like, I don't know. I like melt a little bit when I see red roses. They just embody this high vibrational energy of love, right? Like, if you really want to raise your vibration, like for me, red roses feels like love and my heart opens, right? Well, I get myself roses straight up. Like, if I want to raise my vibration and I feel into wanting to embody and feel the love that I am, I buy myself roses. Well, for Valentine's Day, I remember thinking I really wanted to buy myself roses, like the day before Valentine's Day. And on my way downstairs, I was walking downstairs because my person told me to go downstairs because he got something for me. I was thinking, like, I'm going to buy myself red roses tomorrow because I love buying myself, you know, like that high vibrational energy of love and feeling into that love on my own. As soon as I gave away needing that from my person. I go downstairs and there's red roses waiting for me without me having to go to the store. And I'm just like, wow. It's almost like as soon as I made the decision I was going to get it for myself, I got it. And you know how many times I begged for him to get me roses. Like, I want roses. I want roses. And I'm never going to get it because I'm begging and asking for it from him as though he's separate from me. And as soon as I realize I'm going to get it for myself, just like Elizabeth's going to get her house herself. Do you see that there's a trend here, my love? When you start creating and manifesting for yourself, for the love of self, your person is you. You have to be really good at being you. You have to be really good at being soul. So when the mind seeks, the mind yearns, the mind wants, I want you all to feel into how it feels for you to be whole now. My mind misses my person. What is it about my person that the mind needs to feel whole? Because I'm whole now. My mind misses what? The validation? Then I validate myself. The mind misses the hug, then I hug myself. The mind misses the attention, will I give myself the attention? Because I am literally love, and I am literally my soul. And if I give myself all the love and attention and presence that I am, my soul's right there sniffing me and giving me roses. And like Elizabeth, wanting to have a future on the plan that we were creating for ourselves, because they are us. When you start planning into, feeling into your present moment, being enough and whole now, those things that's yearning for your person goes away.
And I think that needs to be our second tagline. We have, of course, and I think it needs to be, and then they're there too. Because that's the reality of this energy. Sure. And then they are there too.
No, it's true. Of course, and they're there too. You're in soul, you're embodying soul, you're being the soul that you are. You've released this addictive energy, you've detoxed from the addictive energy. You're in this soulful energy. You've literally aligned with the balanced energy. Let's get real. You're part of the Cup of Joe family. You're watching, you're subscribed, you're in this energy of love. Well, what's your love? What's the energy of love? The energy of love is your soul. What is your soul? Your soul is your person. Your person is there, of course, and they're there too. It's totally makes sense, right? And when you really become really good at being you as soul, being really good at being what your twin flame would have provided you to be whole now, you will never look for your person separate from you, because they are there too. Be really good about being okay with being you, the true you as soul.
So I've heard this from other people, and this was the same for me too. So the whole reason why pre-separation, my mind would have wanted, in addition to, you know, that 30-year commitment in my mind, right? We get a mortgage. He's committed to me now, right? But it also was like my mind was very, very scared and had limiting beliefs, thinking that I could ever support myself. You know, I'd been married for 14 years. Before that, I did work, but it was like, you know, I was a child still. I was early 20s. And my mind sort of always had this preconceived limiting belief that I need a person to take care of me. And so with my own personal ascension, I've realized that I'm the creator and I can have and do whatever I want, and I will never need anybody again. I don't need my parents. I don't need a person. I am enough, and I can always figure it out, and I can always create for myself really by knowing how the rules of energy work. And so that fear went away, that I needed someone to take care of me. And that was through learning how to balance this energy. Is like, I don't have that fear anymore. I know I'm okay. But when we're looking, exactly what you said, when we're looking to our person for something, it's because there's some deep-rooted fear that we need to release and work through ourselves. And once we can give whatever that is to ourselves and release that fear, we'll see that we don't look to our other person to fix it for us, because we've fixed it internally. We no longer need that external, like, right, which the external is always an illusion anyways. The external will never fix what's an internal problem to solve.
Yeah, everything that you were seeking and needing from them or others externally is you looking for others to solve and fix you. And we don't need anyone anymore for anything. It feels really empowering, right? To just be free, to choose you, to live for you. That's what your twin flame teaches you. All of you.
I want to add one last thing before we go. I do want to say, in regards to this question, there is still a bit of surrender that needs to be done for this beautiful soul that asked the question. Because if you are still thinking that your person is going to is an answer to a problem, still a preference and expectation there that needs to be surrendered, and that's part of the surrender of what I said. Is when we are looking to our person, we are looking to the external to fix what is an internal shift that needs to happen. Once we can shift through that, that's part of surrender. Like, I've got this. No one else can do this but me. Or I'm seeking my peace, or whatever it is your intention is in this connection, in this journey. But there is still something that needs to be surrendered that the mind is attributing to a fix from your person.
And once you can solve those internal needs, because it's an internal need, right? The need to be validated, the need for love, all those things are internal. Love is you. You are love. You are peace. You are joy. You are your soul. You are your twin flame. You are your person. When you can internally work through each of those internal needs by becoming your person, your twin flame, becoming the true you, those thoughts don't touch you. Like, I laugh at the mind now because I'm like, what the heck? Why is the mind seeking something external from me when I am it? That's why I didn't even think for a second that I needed roses from my person. You know what's so crazy is the roses he got me, I didn't even put it in a vase, I guess, because it's not so lacked. And I guess I should probably put it in a vase because it smells so good and I love roses. But that's my point, is I can get roses anytime. I don't need him to get roses. I can get my own freaking roses.
The roses before from your person in the mind was a metaphor for them caring about you. That's why we look to them as like, ooh, they got me what I love. It's validation that they love me. And and it doesn't resonate the same way anymore. That's why.
It totally doesn't. It's like, oh, cool, you got me roses. I can get myself roses. But thank you for giving me roses. I don't think of him more or less for getting me roses. I don't recognize that he loves me more or cares for me more just because he got me roses. I could care less because I can get myself my own roses. The mind has a story about what it means to show the love that I am. And when you can fill all of those holes that the mind is missing internally, you can quickly watch those thoughts that need your person to show you, to prove to you, to feel whole, right? Because when you say the word miss, the miss means lack. The miss means separate. The miss means not with you, right? And to the mind, that's like so far away from the truth. When like your person could be away from you for years and years and years, you come back in the same space and you've never been separated. And we get so many TFs who come back and get reunited and they're like, holy smokes, we came back together like they left yesterday. And so how can the mind feel so separated when they've been with us this whole time? And so that is that piece of surrender. That is that piece of being able to watch the thoughts that feel separated and feel into the oneness that already is one now. That is whole now. That is complete now. That is already soul. Man, this question is so freaking deep. And I want you to know it's normal. It's normal. It's normal to have these thoughts and separation consciousness coming about from within. Those are all things for you to work through internally. And that's surrender. That is releasing, and that is allowing you to shift energetically as the oneness of soul that you already are. You are already in union. You are union energy. Soul is not separate. Soul is internally one, and it's forever. And you can feel it. And it's definitely a shift, because I used to think that was cray to say it out loud, right? How are we one? Remember, you thought I was crazy, love? You're like, my friend's crazy. How are we one? He's not here. He hasn't called me. He hasn't texted me. What the F is Joanne talking about? And now, energetically, just feeling into your oneness is like, there's just no words to even describe that. Even talking to strangers or family members to just describe that we're one sounds crazy to say it out loud, but holy smokes, do we feel it? We just know we're already one. We're so one that there's nothing in the 3D that I can pinpoint to just show me we're one, because I feel it in the 5D, and I'm harnessing that 5D energy all day, every day. We're one. We're one. I am soul. I am my person. We're literally the same being, intertwined. No matter what the mind is seeing, no matter what the mind is seeing separate from me that's upstairs, right? My person's upstairs. That's what the mind sees. When I'm down here and I feel like I'm connected to him, like we're literally right next to each other. And that's how you know that there is no separation, because you can feel your soul with you now, and they don't even have to be next to you. This is what this connection is all about, is truly becoming and embodying soul, which is love, which is everything, which is your freaking person, my love. Use these questions that you're experiencing as an opportunity to shift internally within, because these are ways and deeper ways for you to get deeper in soul. And this is that balanced union energy that continues to create ways to keep aligning with that part of you that is one now. Because when the mind says those things, I don't even doubt it. I just feel into our oneness now. And I just feel into the oneness that already is. And it's effortless, my love. It's effortless to be in soul. It's so much harder. It's so much harder to be in separation consciousness, because it has a lot of effort, right? It feels like it hurts to feed that separation consciousness. And then when you're aligning with unity consciousness, it just feels right. It feels natural. You don't even have to think about it, because you are it. You're it. Be the wholeness that you are, and feel into the wholeness that you are. And that is literally going to make all of the pain go away. Because all of the separation consciousness, it goes away through soul. Aligning with soul is the only answer. That or back to suffering. And I choose soul. I choose me, and I choose aligning with the part of me that is one now, which is my person. And it's who I really am. We love you guys so much. We hope that you have an amazing, amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.